soon after you got the vehicle, your son got into an accident. What happened?
Well, we decided that he would tow the car back up to where we lived.
So it was initially towed back to your place.
Correct.
And you believed at first that the other party had insurance, but later came to find out that the other party was not insured.
Yeah, it was just to get the car someplace other than the side of the road.
So, Mr. Vergara, you get a call at some point from Mr. Beasley. What does he say when he calls you?
Well, he told me his son got into an accident and he was going to bring the car in. He told me it had front damage, the radiator, lights, everything was busted on the car. It was practically total again. So it took him a while. He broke down. I had to send a tow truck, and they went to go rescue him about 8:30 in the evening.
And did you come out of pocket for that tow truck for him?
Yes, okay. I paid for it. I never told him he didn't have to pay storage. I said, you won't have to because the insurance will. Because at that time, he told me that the insurance was going to cover everything. That happened on May 4th. I didn't hear from him till July 23rd. Okay. He said the insurance angle did not work.
At that point, the car had been sitting there for a couple of months.
Yeah, and I never pressured him because we were waiting on the insurance. I know sometimes it takes a while. So when the insurance didn't go through, I understood and I told him, don't worry, I'm not going to charge you for all the insurance because at this point, his son was saying he didn't want the car, that they wanted to buy another car. Okay. And I could just take the car in as a trade-in. I can use it for parts. So I said, okay, we'll work it out. Don't worry. Right. I always try to help out. So then, after that, he said, no, why don't you just buy us the car? So I made him an offer. So he said, no, I'm going to take the car somewhere else and see if we can get more. And I said, well, how much more? I said, why don't you work it out with me since I'm the one that's been holding the car for all this time? Then after that, he said, no, I'm just going to fix the car myself. When he picked up...
let me stop you right there and let me go back to Mr. Beasley briefly. So it takes about 2 months, I guess, to determine that the insurance is not going to come through. Is that accurate?
Yeah, approximately.
Okay. And you acknowledge that the car was being stored by Mr. Vergara at that point?
I do acknowledge it was being stored, but before I took the car to him, I said, I looked over the car. It's not that bad. I don't want you to do anything because I think I can do the majority of it myself, which ultimately I did. But I do need an estimate for the insurance.
Okay, so let me ask you a question because I've looked at the text messages. Was the deal here going to be that Mr. Vergara was going to charge the insurance the maximum possible and then you were just going to do the repairs yourself and then kind of pocket the cash?
I never had a plan to pocket any cash. What I had the plan of doing is from the first moment, getting an estimate and finding out what we were able to get.
I want you to go to your evidence, page 18. These are some text messages between you and Mr. Vergara. And you say that you would have come and got it immediately. Your agreement was charge insurance maximum, and you would even split the profit with me.
We only had liability, so I knew that wasn't even an option with our insurance.
Right, so you weren't going to defraud your own insurance, just the other folks' insurance. Well, don't laugh, Mr. Vergara. You were in on this plan.
Yeah. No, okay.
You were on board for this plan, sir.
Nope. I was on board of splitting, giving him something out of the storage that I was going to get. The way it works is, once the car becomes to my facility and the insurance company decides to total the car, because that car was total, then they pay a storage. They don't pay a storage if we fix the car.
And then you were saying, I'll kick you back a little, the storage fees.
I'll give you something so you can, help your son out. And I always tried, even after all that, when he didn't have the money and he picked up the car, sometimes insurance don't take the car. After 2 weeks, I can do a lien sale and keep the car. I did not do that with him because his son, I thought they were nice people, and it cost me more now because for being nice.